Field just about a 1/16 of a mile away before the start. Here they come. They're off. It's Anticipating in the middle of the track. Sulin Jude moves right with him, and on the inside, it's John Garfield Wood. Now John Garfield Wood on the inside sneaks through 3/4 of a length. Here's Anticipating. It's Anticipating, your leader. Around the turn, Anticipating now draws clear a length. John Garfield Wood racing second. Sulin Jude is third. Run and Shoot came away fourth. Won't Be Denied secures early position now fifth. Simcoe Lane racing in sixth. Mutts racing in seventh. And at the end, early on Idle Breath, they roll by the opening quarter. Anticipating on top by 2. The opening quarter time 28-3. Anticipating leads by 2 1/4. John Garfield Wood getting the trip in second. Sulin Jude is right with the leaders in third. Run and Shoot paces fourth. Won't Be Denied racing in fifth. Simcoe Lane racing sixth. Mudd is seventh. And now driving from last, Idle Brett. Your leader Anticipating as they race for the half by 2 1/4. John Garfield Wood right there in second. Sulin Jude pacing in third. Run and Shoot saves ground fourth. Won't Be Denied is on the move. He flushes cover fifth. The half 58-2. Into the paddock turn, it's Anticipating, your leader a length. John Garfield Wood cuts the gap in second. Sulin Jude moves up a pace in third. Won't Be Denied is on the move in fourth. Run and Shoot now moves to the outside. 3/8 of a mile to pace. Your leader is Anticipating by 3/4 of a length. Sulin Jude now pressure second. John Garfield Wood under urging third. Won't Be Denied is racing fourth. They've got 1/4 of a mile to pace. Anticipating on the inside. Sulin Jude on the outside. 3/4, 1:27-4. It's Anticipating, your leader a nose. Sulin Jude is right alongside. These two are stride for stride. They've got 1/8 of a mile to pace. On the outside, Sulin Jude. Anticipating digs in. John Garfield Wood racing in third. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Sulin Jude on a short lead. Anticipating, fighting to come back. They're in deep stretch. It's Anticipating on the inside. Sulin Jude on the outside. Sulin Jude and Anticipating too close to call. Here they come. They're off. That's Jamar from in between horses out quickly for the lead on the inside. Fireball. Now it's Fireball on the inside. Jamar on the outside. These two battle for position. Jamar leads 3/4 of a length. Fireball holds the rail second. Coming away third, Campus Choice. On the outside, Jack Clayton now moves up for position, racing in fourth. Keystone Aquarius racing in fifth. Amblin By is racing in sixth. In seventh, Be a While, and at the end, Make a Bet. They race for the opening quarter. Your leader is Fireball, a length and a quarter. They go by the opening quarter, 28 seconds flat. Fireball now leads by a length and a quarter, Jack Clayton. On the outside, Park second. It's Campus Choice racing in third. Here's Jack Clayton racing in fourth. Keystone Aquarius pacing in fifth. On the inside, Amblin By is racing in sixth. Be a While is on the move. And at the end, far back, it's Make a Bet. They race for the half. Your leader is Fireball by 3/4 of a length. Jamar is the challenger second. Campus Choice is right there in third. On the outside, Jack Clayton follows cover in fourth. To the inside of him, it's Amblin By. Then comes Keystone Aquarius. Make a Bet. And at the end, Be a While, the half, 58 seconds flat. Fireball leads a length. Jamar on the outside has to do more second. Campus Choice right there in third. Jack Clayton now moves up 3 wide fourth. Amblin By has nowhere to go. Keystone Aquarius is on the move. They've got 3/8 of a mile to pace. Your leader, Fireball, by 2 1/4. Jack Clayton 3 wide under urging second. Campus Choice right there in third. Dropping back Jamar. Keystone Aquarius. Final quarter mile. Fireball leads 3/4 of a length. Jack Clayton, the challenger second. Campus Choice is right there in third. Keystone Aquarius racing in fourth. Also on the move, Amblin By. They've got 1/8 of a mile to pace. Fireball on a short lead. Jack Clayton another move. Here comes Keystone Aquarius, 3 wide for the drive. Down the stretch they race. Fireball digs in. In between horses, Jack Clayton. On the far outside, Keystone Aquarius. On the outside, it's Jack Clayton getting up maybe over Fireball. Fireball or Jack Clayton can go either way. That is a photo finish. Fields at the top of the turn. Here they come. They're off and pacing. It's Sulin Reward from in between horses. On the far outside, the Bird left well, and on the inside, it's Call Me a Fool. Between horses, Sulin Reward leads 3 parts of a length. Call Me a Fool is right there in second. The Bird looks to drop in third. Coming away fourth, Slick Albatross, Jerlin's Choice. Racing in fifth, Your Chance is sixth, Prince de Jour. And at the end early on, it's Goldsmith. They curve down the backstretch for the first time, approaching the opening quarter. And your leader now, Sulin Reward by 2, Call Me a Fool. Cuts into that gap second. The Bird came away with a good early spot third. Racing in fourth, Slick Albatross, opening quarter 28-2. Your leader on top, Sulin Reward by a length and a half. Call Me a Fool right there in second. The Bird saves ground third. Slick Albatross will go the difficult trip first over, now fourth. Jerlin's Choice is on the move second over with cover. Also on the move, Your Chance, Prince de Jour. And at the end, reserved early on, it's Goldsmith. They race for the half. Your leader, Sulin Reward, by a length and a half. Slick Albatross now pressures on the outside second. Call Me a Fool is right there in third. Jerlin's Choice on the outside, racing in fourth. They go by the half, 58-2. Your leader is Sulin Reward. A tight length, Call Me a Fool right there in second. Slick Albatross racing in third. The Bird looks for room in fourth. Jerlin's Choice pacing on the outside in fifth. Your Chance on the inside, Goldsmith now moving up 3 wide for the final quarter mile, Prince de Jour. They race down the backstretch. Now Sulin Reward opens up a 2-length lead. Call Me a Fool racing second. Jerlin's Choice is 3 off the rail, now moving up third. In between horses, Slick Albatross drops back 3/4, 128 flat. Sulin Reward leads a length and a quarter. Call Me a Fool is set for the drive. On the inside, the Bird looks for racing room. On the outside, Jerlin's Choice. Here comes Your Chance. Final eighth of a mile. Sulin Reward now responds. Draws clear by 2. Call Me a Fool racing in second. The Bird now shakes loose. They're in deep stretch. It's Sulin Reward now drawing off with every stride. The battle now for second between the Bird and Your Chance. Sulin Reward wins it. The Bird second, Your Chance third. Here they come. They're off. It's Gomer in between horses out quick for the lead. Roger Carr moves right with him. And on the inside, it ain't easy. Roger Carr and Joe Anderson, they now roll clear to lead a length and a quarter. Gomer drops in second. It ain't easy racing in third. Hot Jammin' now moves up and secures position now third. Shuffle back fourth. It ain't easy. They race for the opening quarter. Roger Carr leads by 2 1/4. Gomer racing second. Hot Jammin' third. It ain't easy racing in fourth. A gap to Burke Hanover. Limited edition is on the move. Ivan has cover in the gray. Flight Lag is at the end. Opening quarter time 28 seconds flat. It's Roger Carr by 2 1/4. On the inside, Gomer racing second. Hot Jammin' with the leaders third. It ain't easy. Flush to the outside, first over fourth. On the inside, Burke Hanover will save ground. Limited edition is on the move. Ivan, and at the end, Flight Lag. They race for the half. The second tier takes formation. Your leader is Roger Carr by a length. Gomer is right there and getting the trip second. It ain't easy as a patient third. The half, 57-2. Roger Carr keeps a 2-length lead. Gomer racing in second. It ain't easy. On the outside, racing in third. Hot Jammin' in fourth. Limited edition is second over with pace. Ivan is on the move. Shuffle back, Burke Hanover, and still at the end, it's Flight Lag. 4 in, 4 out. They race for the final quarter. Roger Carr now under pressure. It ain't easy. It ain't easy on the outside. Roger Carr on the inside. These two are stride for stride. Limited edition. Racing in third, dropping back. Gomer, 3/4, 126-2. On the inside, it's Roger Carr. On the outside, it ain't easy. These two hook up in a speed duel. They race around the turn together. Roger Carr digs it. It ain't easy. Another move. It ain't easy. Going a big mile. Ivan racing a distant third. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Roger Carr now draws clear 3 parts of a length. It ain't easy, not finished. Roger Carr on the inside. It ain't easy on the outside. These two to the wire. Very close for the win. Maybe Roger Carr over It Ain't Easy. A photo finish. Please hold up. And driving from last, Cornell. On top, your leader, Stonewall Gift. Here's Man of Honor. Now it's Man of Honor 3 wide up to challenge Stonewall Gift for the lead. Man of Honor now clears by 3/4, 126 flat. Man of Honor, your leader a length. Here comes Baby Doctor. Baby Doctor up alongside to challenge second. Cornell is also on the move. Dropping back sharply, Stonewall Gift. Around the turn, they come to the corner. Man of Honor leads a length. Baby Doctor under urging. Cornell is in the game. They're in the stretch. Baby Doctor leads a length. On the inside, it's Man of Honor. Man of Honor leads a length. Baby Doctor second. Cornell on the outside is charging. Man of Honor digs in. Cornell is charging. Very close for the victory. That is a photo finish. Please hold.
3 minutes away from the upcoming 6th race. The simulcast track condition now listed as fast at Rosecroft. Track condition now listed.
They're at the gate, and the gate is moving. Once again, we'd like to welcome our fans from Delmarva, from Harrington, from the New England circuit, from Laurel, from Pimlico, and our OTB parlors, the Crack Claw, Poor Jimmy's, and Shoals. The field is in the hands of the starter. Would also like to welcome on board tonight our racing fans from the Toronto area, from the Pompano Beach, Florida area, from Western Canada, from the Chicago area, and from New Jersey. Here they come. And there we go, the 1993 presidential is underway, and the first call goes to Scootin' Yankee rolling to the front. Racing in second, Magical Mike. Here comes Historic up on the outside third. Magical Mike now as they swing around that turn. Scootin' Yankee now to the outside. Here comes Magical Mike. He's underway this time as they swing to the first quarter. Historic racing in third. Water Tower holding down fourth. The quarter time in 27 and 2. Down the stretch they come, and rolling right to the front end is Magical Mike. Racing second, Scootin' Yankee. Historic third, Water Tower fourth. Louisiana in fifth. Then it's Red Hot Scooter sixth. Duke Racing seventh. Biggs in Town is eighth. And Haran Hanover the trailer as they swing around the turn. They're on their way to the half. And Mike LaChance and Magical Mike have come out of it 57 and 2 backstretch. Magical Mike up front. Here comes Historic. He's underway on the outside now second. Scootin' Yankee third. Water Tower picks up the cover fourth. On the rail is Biggs in Town now fifth. Louisiana on the outside sixth. Haran Hanover Racing in seventh. Red Hot Scooter is eighth. They'll go 3/4 of a mile here in 1:25 and 4. With less than a quarter of a mile to go. Historic up on the outside now shows in front. Magical Mike battles back, and the Magic Man has Water Tower underway in third. They'll make the swing to the finish mark. Down the stretch they come. Drivers to the whip. Historic shows in front. Water Tower to close. Far outside. Duke at the wire. Historic 1:55 and 2.
Field moves into the clubhouse turn. Here they come. They're off and pacing. In between horses, EJ's Dream. On the inside, Time in a Bottle moves right with him. And on the far outside, Got By Towner drives for position. It's the favorite, EJ's Dream, now opening up a 3-length lead. On the inside, Time in a Bottle came away well second. Got By Towner is hung off the rail third. On the inside, racing in fourth, Mitchell's Governor. El Revrak pacing in fifth, and a gap to Armbro's Sun. Moving up from last, Savvy Hanover. Now shuffle back to the end. It's Aurora Star. They roll by the opening quarter, and the quarter time 28 seconds flat. It's EJ's Dream. Your leader, 3 parts of a length. Got By Towner is Park second. Time in a Bottle right there third. Mitchell's Governor is with the leaders in fourth. El Revrak racing in fifth, and a gap. Savvy Hanover's on the move. In sixth, Armbro's Sun and Aurora Star. They race by the stands for the first time, now clearing to lead after a pretty good opening quarter is Got By Towner. Got By Towner leads by 2 1/4. Time in the Bottle is on the move on the outside. EJ's Dream shuffled third. Mitchell's Governor follows cover fourth, a half 50, 7 4. It's Got By Towner, 3 parts of a length. Time on the Bottle will pressure in second. EJ's Dream is right there in third. Mitchell's Governor is second over with cover, racing in fourth. El Revrak on the inside in fifth. Then comes Savvy Hanover, and far back both Armbro's Sun and Aurora Star. Aurora Star is off stride. They race for the final quarter. Got By Towner leads a long neck. Time in the Bottle. Another move in second. EJ's Dream needs racing room. Third, Mitchell's Governor moves up strongly, and Savvy Hanover is on the move. 3 off the rail. 3/4, 1:28 straight. And your leader now is Time in a Bottle, 3 parts of a length. Here's Mitchell's Governor. Now Mitchell's Governor up to pressure. Time in the Bottle on the lead. Final eighth of a mile. Time in a Bottle leads 3 parts of a length. Mitchell's Governor is coming to him around the turn. They're in the stretch. Time in a Bottle digs in. Mitchell's Governor is charging on the outside. It's Time in a Bottle on the inside. Mitchell's Governor on the outside. Mitchell's Governor and Time in a Bottle. Those two at the wire. Very close for the win. Can't split them. That is a photo finish. Maywood's 7th race, the first half of the $2 late daily double. Also perfecta wagering. Field is picking up speed. Here they come. They're off. On the inside, it's Heisman Hanover going right to the lead. Junior came away well second. Heisman Hanover, your leader into the first turn, 1 1/4. Junior racing in second. Happy Colors came away third. The entry racing 1-3 early on. In fourth, it's Soki's Dart. Then a gap of 2, Silver Storm. Racing in fifth and sixth, Monsieur Mindale, Vance Lobel. And at the end, it's Sand Key. Now single file, they race for the opening quarter. Heisman Hanover on top, 1 1/4. Junior is right there in second. Opening quarter, a comfortable 29 seconds flat. Heisman Hanover in control, a tight length. Junior is right there in second. Happy Colors with the leaders third. Monsieur Mindale first over fourth. Soki's Dart saves ground racing in fifth. Vance Lobel will follow the cover of Monsieur Mindale. He's now third over as Happy Colors now drives from the 3-hole. They race to the half, and it's Heisman Hanover, your leader, 1 1/4. Entry mate, Happy Colors now. On the outside, racing in second, Junior getting the trip third. The half, 58-4. Heisman Hanover leads a length. On the outside, entry mate, Happy Colors is right alongside second. Junior is getting the trip in third. Soki's Dart saves ground fourth. Monsieur Mindale is second over with cover and moving up with pace. They've got 3/8 of a mile to pace. Heisman Hanover now opens up a bit, turns it on. Heisman Hanover, 3 parts of a length. Happy Colors racing in second from far back. Here comes Vance Lobel. He makes his bid as they race by 3/4, 1:28-3. Now Heisman Hanover responds, leads a neck. Vance Lobel right alongside second. Happy Colors racing in third. Junior is still there in fourth. Around the turn, they come to the corner. On the outside, it's Vance Lobel. On the inside, it's Heisman Hanover. These two, for once again, will come down the wire together. Heisman Hanover digs in. It's Vance Lobel and Happy Colors. Heisman Hanover winning it. Junior up for second, close for third. Field moves into the stretch. Here they come. They're off. It's Willie B. Rich in between horses. On the inside, Broadway Performer came away well. And Marengo Joe now moves off for position. It's Broadway Performer. Your leader, a long neck. Willie B. Rich in between horses. Ruffian Dancer is 3 off the rail and driving third. Now it's Willie B. Rich up to get the lead. A length. Broadway Performer yields in second. Ruffian Dancer parked on the outside third. Stumptown Boy came away fourth. Marengo Joe is on the move now fifth. A gap to Wicked Brew racing in sixth. Fox Valley Snake and JB's Jason opening quarter a quick 27-4. Your leader is Willie B. Rich, 3 parts of a length. Ruffian Dancer parked second. Broadway Performer right there in third. Marengo Joe. He's been out for most of the way. He has cover in fourth. Now Marengo Joe is off stride. Off stride, Marengo Joe. They race by the stands, and it's Willie B. Rich, your leader, a length and a quarter. Ruffian Dancer will have to go a big mile second. Broadway Performer bides his time third. Stumptown Boy saves ground fourth. Fox Valley Snake is on the move. Wicked Brew, JB's Jason, and far back still on a break. It's Marengo Joe. They went by the half, 57-2, an honest pace. Willie B. Rich keeps a 1-length lead. Broadway Performer is right there in second. Stumptown Boy now sneaks through third. Wicked Brew racing in fourth, dropping back sharply through the field. It's Ruffian Dancer. They've got 3/8 of a mile to pace. Now Broadway Performer drives from the pocket up to challenge Willie B. Rich for the lead. Willie B. Rich digs in. Broadway Performer under-urging second. Stumptown Boy moves into striking position third. 3/4, 126-4. But Willie B. Rich responds to the challenge. Draws clear, a length and a quarter. Broadway Performer racing in second. Here comes Ronnie Martian, Stumptown Boy. They come to the corner. Willie B. Rich is under a drive. Stumptown Boy is charging. They're in deep stretch. It's Willie B. Rich on the inside. Stumptown Boy is charging. Willie B. Rich digs in. One final surge. Stumptown Boy. Willie B. Rich holding on over Stumptown Boy. We know that Broadway Performer was.
Racing fans, as they parade for tonight's 9th race here at Belmar, I remind you that in this race, Delinsko is the driver on number 7 this time only.
Fields on the turn. Here they come. They're off. It's Star Legacy out quickly for the lead. Clancy is there. And on the inside, Richard Lomont. In between horses, Clancy leads 3 parts of a length, but Star Legacy wants the lead. He's out and driving 3 off the rail. In between horses, Clancy leads ahead. Star Legacy now challenging second. Richard Lomont came away third. Now it's Star Legacy drawing clear as they race for the quarter. Your leader a length. Clancy will yield in second. Richard Lomont pacing in third. A gap to North by Northwest Bluegrass. They roll by the opening quarter 27-2. On top, your leader is Star Legacy. A tight length. Clancy is right there in second. Richard Lomont with the leader's third. North by Northwest Bluegrass closing that gap in fourth. Akacalis pacing in fifth. In sixth, around the turn, Royals Royce, Go Vance is racing in seventh. And racing in eighth as they come to the half is Chase Tomorrow. Your leader is Star Legacy, 3 parts of a length. Now Richard Lomont up to pressure second. Richard Lomont on the outside. Star Legacy on the inside. The half 56-4. They're moving into the paddock turn. On the inside, Star Legacy leads 3 parts of a length. Richard Lomont, the challenger second. Clancy, the main threat third. To the outside, North by Northwest Bluegrass now moves up fourth. Royals Royce is on the move. Akacalis saves ground. Go Vance and Chase Tomorrow. They're bunching up 4 in, 4 out. They go for the final quarter. Star Legacy, 3 parts of a length. Richard Lomont, another move in second. Clancy is right there in third, moving up 3 wide. Royals Royce, 3/4, 126-1. It's Star Legacy, 3 parts of a length. In between horses, Richard Lomont, Royals Royce. He's gearing down and he's charging 3 off the rail. Around the turn, they come to the corner. Star Legacy on a short lead. On the outside, it's Royals Royce. Clancy looks for racing room. They're in the stretch. Clancy's off stride. Star Legacy on a short lead. Here's Royals Royce. Further out, Go Vance. They're 3 to a drive between horses. Royals Royce and Go Vance. Royals Royce and Ron Marsh getting up for the win. Very close for second. $253.60. 9th race rundown. 758 631 24 on the bottom. Maywood's 10th race, Perfectas and Trifectas, a field of 9. Note, and the gate is rolling. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Time for Me to Fly is away quickly for the lead. He's joined by Rabbit Attack, and on the inside, Jonathan's Pet. Now it's Rabbit Attack, 3 off the rail, charging on the far outside. In between horses, Time for Me to Fly. Jonathan's Pet now sneaks through. It's Jonathan's Pet, your leader, a length as they race around the turn. Time for Me to Fly looks to drop in second, and now he does. Rabbit Attack racing in third. Fox Valley Porsche in fourth. Broadway Mariah came away well in fifth as they race for the quarter. In sixth, Technotronic, Slim and Heavy racing in seventh. Broadway Mystic, and at the end, Dunn Got Lucky, opening quarter time 28-4. Your leader is Jonathan's Pet, a length and a quarter. Time for Me to Fly racing second. Fox Valley Porsche now makes his move. He's driving second. Now he's up to challenge Jonathan's Pet for the lead. Jonathan's Pet digs in. Fox Valley Porsche pressures on the outside second. Time for Me to Fly racing in third. Broadway Mariah and Ronnie Marsh, they're getting an ideal trip second over in fourth. On the inside, Rabbit Attack pacing in fifth. Technotronic is third over in sixth. Then comes Broadway Mystic, Slim and Heavy, and at the end, Dunn Got Lucky. The half timed in 58-3. Your leader is Jonathan's Pet, 3 parts of a length. Fox Valley Porsche, another move in second. Time for Me to Fly right there in third. Broadway Mariah is ready to pounce in fourth. On the inside, Rabbit Attack will need racing room. Technotronic moves up with cover and shuffled back. Broadway Mystic moving up 3 wide. Dunn Got Lucky. Now they race for the final quarter in between horses. Fox Valley Porsche on the outside. Broadway Mariah. Broadway Mariah, 3 off the rail, leads 3 parts of a length. Fox Valley Porsche going a big heat in between horses. Jonathan's Pet, he's not through. He's well rated. He's coming back on the inside. 3 horses, final eighth of a mile. In between horses, it's Fox Valley Porsche on the far outside. Here comes Ronnie Marsh and Broadway Mariah. They race down the stretch. It's Broadway Mariah. Fox Valley Porsche digs in a late move. Rabbit Attack. Broadway Mariah. Ronnie Marsh wins for the 6th time to win the Cardinal. 157-4 the mile. Broadway on one card tonight. Ronnie Marsh equals that feat with 1 race to go this evening. The Perfecta 7-4, 2180. The Trifecta 7-4-2, 85. Here they come. They're off. It's Idle Halsey between horses, away quickly for the lead. Armbro Copus on the inside, and on the outside it's Mercury. Now 3 off the rail. Mercury puts a neck in front in between horses. Idle Halsey, Armbro Copus holds the inside, racing in third. Uncork came away fourth. A gap to Nukes himself, racing in fifth. Line 1 races in sixth and seventh, properly motivated. And at the end, early on, it's Landlord. They're single file. They race for the opening quarter now. Mercury opens up a 2-length lead, 27-2 the initial quarter. Idle Halsey right there in second. Armbro Copus pacing third. Uncork now underway first over in fourth. Nukes himself will follow Uncork on the outside, racing in fifth. In sixth, it's Line 1. In seventh, properly motivated. And far back reserved, it's Landlord. They race by the stands, and your leader, Mercury, 3 parts of a length. Idle Halsey and Ronnie Marsh, they move up to challenge now. Idle Halsey clears Mercury to lead by the half. The halftime 57-4. Ronnie Marsh going for the record. He leads by a length and a quarter. On the inside, Mercury racing in second. Uncork is first over third. Armbro Copus racing in fourth. Nukes himself is second over with cover, racing in fifth. Line 1 is on the move, properly motivated, and Landlord. 4 in, 4 out. They race for the final quarter. Your leader, Idle Halsey, 3 parts of a length. Uncork applies pressure in second. Mercury is right there in third. Nukes himself racing in fourth. Line 1 is on the move. 3 quarters, 127-1. Idle Halsey digs in, leads 3 parts of a length. Uncork, another move in second. Nukes himself now, moves up 3 wide in third. In between horses, Armbro Copus moves up and needs racing room for the final 1/8 of a mile. It's Idle Halsey, 3 parts of a length. Uncork going a big heat between horses. Nukes himself is charging. They're in deep stretch. It's Uncork between horses. Nukes himself, a late move. Armbro Copus. Uncork impressively wins it. Close for second between Armbro Copus and Nukes himself. Tomorrow. Thank you, drive carefully, and good night.